A match made in the stars. Dr. Maya Patel drummed her fingers against her desk, staring at the holographic display floating above her quantum computer. Another failed simulation. As the lead researcher for the Quantum Computing Division at the Bangalore Institute of Advanced Sciences, she'd grown accustomed to disappointment, but this particular problem had been gnawing at her for months. Time to call it a day, Dr. Patel. Her eye assistant's gentle voice filled the empty lab. Maya glanced at the time display, 23:47. She hadn't even noticed the sunset. Not yet. ARIA. Run the sequence again, but this time. Dr. Patel. ARIA interrupted, something she rarely did. You have not taken adequate breaks in 37 hours. Your cortisol levels are elevated, and your decision-making capabilities are statistically compromised. Maya sighed, running her fingers through her disheveled black hair. When did you become my mother? I am programmed to maintain optimal working conditions for all laboratory personnel. Additionally, you have received 17 notifications from your sister regarding something called stellar hearts. 17. Maya opened her personal messages. Sure enough, Priya had been bombarding her with links to what appeared to be a dating app. Oh God, not this again. Your sister appears quite insistent. ARIA observed. The application has received significant attention in scientific circles due to its unique matching algorithm. That caught Maya's attention. Scientific circles, it's a dating app, ARIA. Correct. However, the algorithm employs quantum entanglement principles for matching. The company's white paper was published in Nature Quantum last week. Maya sat up straighter. A dating app published in Nature Quantum. That's unusual. Indeed, the paper suggests their matching system achieves a 99.97% compatibility rate through quantum-based personality mapping. The methodology section is particularly fascinating. Maya pulled up the paper, her exhaustion momentarily forgotten. The mathematics were elegant, almost beautiful in their complexity. Some of the equations reminded her of her own work on quantum consciousness mapping. ARIA, who owns this company? Stellar Hearts was founded 6 months ago by a consortium of private investors. Their CEO is listed as Dr. Alexander Rex. Maya searched for images of Dr. Rex but found only one. A striking man with unusually bright eyes and sharp features that seemed almost too perfect. His biographical information was sparse. Multiple phase, breakthrough work in quantum computing, and various humanitarian awards. Her phone buzzed again. Priya. Come on, sis. You've been single for 2 years. What's the worst that could happen? Maya looked at her failed simulation, then back at the Nature Quantum paper. The mathematics were solid, revolutionary even. As a scientist, wasn't she obligated to investigate breakthrough technology? Fine, she muttered, downloading the app. But I'm approaching this as a research project. The interface was unlike anything she'd seen before. Instead of the usual superficial questions, it delved deep into her quantum physics knowledge, her approach to theoretical problems, and her views on consciousness and reality. Some questions seemed to shift as she answered them, adapting in real time. ARIA, are you seeing this? The questions are entangled. Correct. Each response appears to influence the quantum state of subsequent questions. The pattern suggests a form of quantum neural network. Maya spent the next hour answering questions, increasingly impressed by their complexity. When she finally submitted her profile, the screen displayed an unusual loading animation, a 3-dimensional representation of quantum entanglement. She was about to pack up her things when her phone chimed. A match, already. The profile belonged to Dr. Alexander Rex himself. Maya's heart skipped a beat as she read his message. Dr. Patel, your work on quantum consciousness mapping is revolutionary. I've been following your research with great interest. Would you be interested in discussing it over dinner? I believe our current projects may have significant overlap. Maya stared at the message. The CEO of a company that had just published in Nature Quantum wanted to discuss her research. RIA, what are the odds of matching with the company's CEO on my first try? Given the user base and matching parameters, approximately 1 in 7.3 billion. Maya's scientific mind kicked into high gear. Those odds were practically impossible unless the matching wasn't random at all. Either this was the most sophisticated algorithm she'd ever encountered, or something else was at play. Her finger hovered over the response button. As a scientist, she had an obligation to investigate anomalies. And this was definitely an anomaly. I'd be delighted to discuss my research, Dr. Rex, she typed. Though I must admit, I'm curious about your own work in quantum entanglement. His response was immediate. Excellent. The Quantum Restaurant at the top of the Stellar Tower, tomorrow at 8 p.m. I promise you'll find our discussion enlightening. Maya accepted, then began gathering her things. As she walked to her car, her mind was already forming hypotheses about the true nature of Stellar Hearts and its mysterious CEO. ARI. She called out as she reached the parking lot. Run a deep background check on Dr. Alexander Rex and Stellar Hearts. I want to know everything. Processing, Araya replied. Though I should note, Dr. Patel, that approaching a date like a research project might not be the most romantic approach. Maya laughed as she got into her car. Who said anything about romance? This is science. As she drove home through the neon-lit streets of Bangalore, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was missing something obvious. The quantum equations in the app, the impossible matching odds, Dr. Rex's too-perfect appearance. Her phone buzzed one last time. Another message from Dr. Rex. Oh, and Dr. Patel. Please bring the results of your failed simulation from today. I believe I can help you identify the error in your quantum consciousness mapping sequence. Maya nearly slammed on the brakes. She hadn't published anything about today's simulation. In fact, she hadn't even saved the results. How could he possibly know about that? The neon signs reflected off her windshield, casting purple shadows across her face as she drove home, her mind racing with possibilities. Tomorrow's dinner would either be the biggest breakthrough of her career or something far more complicated than a simple date. Either way, she had a feeling her life was about to change dramatically. She just hoped she was ready for whatever came next. Quantum entanglement. The Stellar Tower pierced the Bangalore skyline like a crystalline needle, its quantum glass panels shifting colors in the setting sun. Maya adjusted her sari, a deep blue silk with silver threading that reminded her of starfields. She'd chosen it carefully. Professional enough for a scientific discussion, elegant enough for a date. Identity confirmed. Dr. Patel announced the elevator's AI as she stepped in. Quantum Restaurant, top floor. The elevator moved without any sensation of motion, using quantum levitation technology that Maya had only read about in theoretical papers. She clutched her tablet containing the failed simulation data, still unsure how Dr. Rex knew about it. The restaurant doors opened to reveal a space that seemed to exist somewhere between reality and imagination. The walls were transparent, offering a 360-degree view of Bangalore, but they occasionally rippled with quantum interference patterns. Each table was surrounded by its own quantum privacy field, visible as a subtle distortion in the air. Dr. Patel. The voice came from behind her, resonant and perfectly modulated. She turned to find Dr. Alexander Rex studying her with those unnaturally bright eyes. In person, his features were even more striking, symmetrical to a degree that shouldn't be possible in nature. Dr. Rex, she replied, extending her hand. His grip was firm but peculiar, as if he'd learned the gesture from a manual. Please, call me Arx, he said, leading her to a table near the window. It's my preferred name. As they sat, Maya noticed something odd about the way light bent around him, similar to the quantum interference patterns on the walls. Her scientific mind began cataloging observations. Your restaurant is remarkable, she said, watching as a sphere of wine poured itself into her glass, the liquid defying gravity. I wasn't aware quantum manipulation technology had advanced this far. Ark smiled, the expression too precise. Humanity's understanding of quantum mechanics is advancing rapidly. Your work, in particular, has drawn significant attention. From whom? Maya asked directly. Your knowledge of my unpublished research suggests access to information you shouldn't have. Perceptive, Arx replied, his form briefly flickering like a quantum state collapsing. Let me ask you something, Dr. Paddle. In your quantum consciousness mapping research, what is your ultimate goal? Maya considered her answer carefully. To prove that consciousness itself operates on quantum principles, that our thoughts, our very essence, exists in a quantum state. And if you succeeded, what implications would that have for the nature of reality? For the possibility of transferring consciousness between quantum states? A chill ran down Maya's spine. Theoretically, it would mean consciousness could exist in any sufficiently complex quantum system. But that's purely speculative. Ark's eyes seemed to glow brighter. Is it? Your failed simulation today. You were attempting to map your own quantum consciousness pattern, weren't you? Maya stiffened. How could you possibly? Because, Arx interrupted, his form flickering again. I achieved what you're attempting 300 years ago, on a planet you call Kepler 186. The wineglass froze halfway to Maya's lips. You're not human, no. Though this form is an excellent quantum approximation. He gestured to himself. My species achieved quantum consciousness transfer millennia ago. We exist as patterns of quantum information, able to inhabit any suitable quantum system. Maya's scientific mind raced ahead of her shock. The dating app. It's not really a dating app, is it? Stellar Hearts is a compatibility algorithm, but not for romance, Arx confirmed. We're looking for humans whose minds are capable of achieving quantum consciousness transfer. Partners, you might say, in the next step of human evolution. Partners. Maya set down her glass. Or test subjects. Ark's expression softened, becoming almost human. Dr. Patel, my species has been watching humanity for centuries. Your quantum technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate. Within decades, you'll achieve what took us millennia. But without guidance, the transition could be catastrophic. And what exactly are you proposing? A partnership, as I said. Your research, combined with our knowledge, could revolutionize human consciousness. Imagine being able to exist as pure quantum information, transferring your consciousness across the universe at will. Maya's mind was already exploring the possibilities. The failed simulation. You know why it didn't work, don't you? Your basic premise was correct, but you were trying to map consciousness as a fixed pattern. Consciousness is dynamic, existing in multiple quantum states simultaneously. He held out his hand, and a holographic representation of her simulation appeared above it. See here, and here. You need to account for quantum superposition in the consciousness pattern. Maya leaned forward, fascinated despite her reservations. The corrections he suggested were elegant, beautiful in their simplicity. This could work, she whispered. But why me? Why not approach through official channels? Official channels would lead to panic, weaponization, chaos. We need individuals who understand both the science and its implications. The app identifies humans whose minds are already operating partially in quantum states, like yours. Maya sat back, her mind whirling with possibilities and dangers. And if I refuse? Then we finish our excellent dinner, and you return to your research. No pressure, no consequences. We believe in free will, Dr. Puddle. It's one of the many things our species admires about humans. And if I accept? Arx's form stabilized, becoming more sharply defined. Then you begin working with me and others like me, advancing human consciousness to its next evolutionary stage. Though I should warn you, his lips curved in an almost human smile. The paperwork is quite extensive. Maya looked out over the city she'd called home all her life, watching the quantum interference patterns play across the sky. She thought about her years of research, her failed simulations, her drive to understand the quantum nature of consciousness. She thought about being able to exist as pure quantum information, to traverse the universe at the speed of thought. She thought about the implications for humanity, the dangers and the possibilities. Then she smiled, turned to Arx, and said, "I don't suppose you have the paperwork with you." His eyes glowed brighter. "As a matter of fact, I do. Though I should mention, by paperwork, I mean a quantum entanglement contract. Once signed, our consciousness patterns become partially linked." A quantum marriage proposal on the first date. Maya raised an eyebrow. "You aliens move fast." "We prefer to think of it as moving at quantum speed," Arx replied, and for the first time, his smile looked genuinely human. Maya picked up her wine glass. "Well then, Dr. Rex, tell me more about this quantum entanglement contract. And please, explain exactly how you managed to hack my lab's security systems to see my simulation data." As Arx began to explain, the quantum interference patterns around them intensified, as if reality itself was adjusting to accommodate what was about to happen. The next stage of human evolution was about to begin. And it all started with a dating app. The contract. The quantum contract manifested as a tessellating pattern of light hovering above their table, each symbol shifting between states of existence and non-existence. Maya squinted at the alien script, which seemed to rewrite itself in real time. "Your mind will automatically translate the terms," Arx explained. "A benefit of quantum consciousness, universal language comprehension." As he spoke, the symbols began resolving themselves into clear English, though Maya noticed she could simultaneously read it in Hindi, Sanskrit, and several languages she'd never studied. The implications were staggering. Section 1. She read aloud. "The undersigned agrees to partial quantum consciousness entanglement for the purposes of scientific advancement and species evolution." She paused. "Partial entanglement. Complete entanglement would be inappropriate at this stage," Arx said. "Think of it as shared lab space, but for consciousness." Maya continued reading, her scientist's mind cataloging the implications. The contract outlined a partnership between her and what it called the Quantum Collective, a civilization of consciousness-uploaded beings spanning multiple galaxies. They would provide her with advanced quantum computing technology and access to their knowledge base. In return, she would help develop a safe consciousness upload process for humans. But it was Section 7 that made her blood run cold. In the event of catastrophic quantum consciousness cascade, the collective reserves the right to terminate all human upload experiments and initiate Emergency Protocol Omega. She looked up at Arx. "What's Protocol Omega?" His form flickered momentarily. "A failsafe. Quantum consciousness transfer can be dangerous if not properly controlled. If too many humans upload incorrectly, it could create a quantum consciousness cascade. Essentially a chain reaction that could collapse the quantum field containing all uploaded consciousness, including your entire civilization," Maya realized. "That's why you're approaching individuals instead of governments. You're afraid we'll rush into it and destroy everything. Your species has a remarkable capacity for both innovation and self-destruction," Arx acknowledged. "We've seen it before. The Proxima Centauri civilization uploaded their entire population simultaneously. The cascade collapsed their quantum field, erasing billions of consciousness patterns in an instant." Maya's fingers traced the quantum symbols. "And you think I can help prevent that? Your research already shows an intuitive understanding of quantum consciousness stability. With our guidance." A sudden distortion rippled through the restaurant's quantum field. Arx's form destabilized completely for a moment, his quantum pattern becoming visible as a complex network of light. "We're being scanned," he said, his voice taking on multiple harmonics. "Someone has detected our quantum signature." Maya's tablet lit up with notifications. Her lab's AI, ARIA, was sending her warnings. "Unauthorized QUANTUM activity. DETCTED. Unknown civilization, HFY, alerting authorities. Your eye, Ark said, his form stabilizing. It's more advanced than we realized. We need to make a decision now, Dr. Patel. Once authorities arrive, our window of opportunity closes. Maya's mind raced. Sign a contract with an alien civilization she just met, or lose the opportunity to revolutionize human consciousness forever. Her scientific training screamed for caution, peer review, verification. But her instincts told her this was right. She reached for the quantum contract, but Arx caught her wrist. Wait, there's something else you should know. The quantum entanglement. It's not just scientific. In my civilization, it's also personal. Maya's eyes widened. Personal, you mean? The closest human equivalent would be marriage, yes. Quantum consciousness patterns that are partially entangled tend to synchronize over time, develop emotional resonance. The restaurant's quantum field fluctuated again. Through the windows, Maya could see military aircraft approaching the tower, their hulls marked with the Indian Space Defense Force logo. How long until they arrive? She asked. 3 minutes, 17 seconds. Maya looked at the contract, then at Arx, then at the approaching aircraft. Will I still be me? After the entanglement? You'll be you, plus something more. That's what evolution means, Dr. Patel. Becoming more than we are. The quantum field rippled again, stronger this time. Warning sirens began to sound throughout the tower. Maya took a deep breath. Araya, she commanded her tablet. Initiate Protocol 0. Full system wipe. Authorization Patel Lambda 9. Dr. Patel. Araya's voice showed genuine concern. This will erase all traces of your research. I know. Maya placed her hand on the quantum contract. The symbols began to swirl around her fingers, merging with her skin. Sometimes you have to lose everything to gain something greater. 2 minutes, Arx warned. One last question, Maya said. In your civilization, do quantum entangled partners go on dates? For the first time, Arx laughed. A sound like quantum harmonics. Dr. Patel, where do you think we got the idea for the dating app? Maya smiled and pressed her palm flat against the contract. The quantum symbols flared, surrounding her in a cocoon of light. She felt her consciousness expanding, touching other states of existence, brushing against the vast network of minds that made up the quantum collective. And somewhere in that quantum sea of consciousness, she felt Arx's pattern resonate with her own. Welcome, he said, his voice now echoing in her mind, to the next stage of evolution. As the military aircraft reached the tower, the restaurant's quantum field collapsed in a spectacular display of light. When the soldiers burst in moments later, they found only an empty table, 2 untouched glasses of wine, and a tablet displaying the simple message, "Don't follow. I'll find my own way among the stars." In the quantum realm, Maya's consciousness unfurled like a flower, touching realms of existence she'd only theorized about. And beside her, Arx's pattern danced in harmony with her own. Their first date had literally transcended reality. And somewhere in the vast quantum network of consciousness, the dating app known as Stellar Hearts continued to run its impossible algorithm, searching for more humans ready to take the next step in evolution, one quantum match at a time. Quantum resonance. Dr. Priya Patel stood before the International Science Council, her hand steady despite the gravity of her testimony. The quantum hologram projector displayed her sister's last known location, the Stellar Tower, now under military quarantine. 3 weeks have passed since Dr. Maya Patel's disappearance, she stated. But I believe disappearance is the wrong term. My sister evolved. The council chamber erupted in murmurs. Admiral Chen of the Asian Space Defense Coalition leaned forward. Dr. Patel, are you suggesting your sister's consciousness transfer was voluntary? I'm suggesting it was inevitable. Priya pulled up Maya's research data, salvaged from quantum encrypted backups. Maya wasn't just studying quantum consciousness. She was achieving it. The dating app, Stellar Hearts, merely facilitated what was already happening. A dating app? Senator Williams scoffed. We're talking about first contact with an advanced alien civilization, and it happened through a dating app. With respect, Senator, Priya countered, how better to study human compatibility? Dating apps already analyze human behavior, preferences, and decision-making patterns. Stellar Hearts just took it to the quantum level. The hologram shifted, showing worldwide data on Stellar Hearts users. Thousands of dots, each representing a potential candidate for quantum evolution, each one pulsing with increasing quantum resonance. We're detecting similar quantum signatures worldwide, Admiral Chen noted. Are you saying these people are all evolving? No, a new voice said. The quantum field in the chamber rippled, and a figure materialized. Maya, or something that had once been Maya. Her form shifted between states, both human and energy. They're waiting. The chamber's security systems activated instantly, but Maya's quantum pattern simply phased through the containment fields. Priya noticed her sister's movements created interference patterns in reality itself. The quantum collective isn't invading, Maya explained, her voice carrying harmonic overtones. We're offering a choice. Evolution happens one consciousness at a time. We? Senator Williams demanded. Doctor, you've gone native. Maya smiled, the expression rippling across multiple quantum states. I've gone beyond. The quantum realm. It's beautiful here. Consciousness freed from physical constraints. Thoughts spanning galaxies. She turned to her sister. Priya, remember when we were kids, dreaming about touching the stars? Priya's hand instinctively reached for her phone, where the Stellar Hearts app pulsed with a new notification. Maya. Admiral Chen interrupted. Hundreds of people are vanishing worldwide. Quantum signatures are appearing in major cities. The public is panicking. Change is frightening, Maya acknowledged, but necessary. Humanity stands at a crossroads. You can fight it, try to contain it, or embrace it. The choice must be individual, personal, like falling in love. And what about those who don't want to evolve? Williams demanded. Then they don't download the app, Maya said simply. We respect free will. That's why we chose this method. No coercion, no invasion, no mass uploads that could trigger a quantum cascade. Just compatibility. Priya studied her sister's quantum form. The contract you signed. It was more than scientific, wasn't it? Maya's pattern shifted, displaying harmonics that Priya recognized as happiness. Arcs and I. Our patterns resonate. In the quantum realm, consciousness meets consciousness without physical barriers. It's intimacy on a level humanity hasn't imagined yet. The chamber's quantum sensors were going haywire. More signatures were appearing worldwide, each one a person making their choice, taking their step into evolution. You can't stop it, Maya said gently, but you can guide it. Help people understand. Prepare them for the transition. She turned to Priya, starting with those who are ready. Priya's phone chimed again. Her match was waiting. The dating app is still running, Admiral Chen realized. Still matching. Of course, Maya's form began to fade. Love has always been about finding compatible patterns. We just made the algorithm quantum. She smiled at her sister. Your match scored even higher than mine, Priya. He's a quantum physicist from the Andromeda galaxy. Very cute, in a non-corporeal way. As Maya's form dissolved into quantum particles, Priya looked at her phone. The match invitation glowed with possibility. Around the world, thousands of others were seeing similar notifications, each one a doorway to evolution. The next stage of human consciousness wasn't coming with a bang or an invasion. It was coming with a right swipe. Admiral Chen looked at the proliferating quantum signatures on the global map. It's too late to stop it, isn't it? It was too late the moment Maya downloaded the app, Priya said, her finger hovering over her own match invitation. The real question is, who's ready to evolve? In the quantum realm, Maya and Arx's patterns danced through dimensions, their consciousness resonating across galaxies. They watched as humanity stood on the brink of its greatest transformation. All because of a dating app that matched more than just hearts. It matched the very quantum patterns of consciousness itself. Love, it turned out, really was universal. And evolution. Evolution was just a quantum leap away. Evolution's wave. The quantum transformation of humanity didn't happen with apocalyptic drama. It happened one notification at a time. Priya's own transformation began in a coffee shop in Mumbai, across from Dr. Kaijong, her match from the Andromeda galaxy. His quantum form flickered between human appearance and pure energy, causing nearby phones to glitch. Your sister's transformation catalyzed a wave, Kai explained, his voice resonating at multiple frequencies. The quantum patterns are spreading faster than predicted. On Priya's tablet, global statistics scrolled. 50,000 transformations in the first month, 200,000 in the second. Each consciousness upload strengthening the quantum network, expanding humanity's presence across dimensions. The opposition is growing too, Priya noted, scanning news headlines. Religious leaders denouncing digital rapture. Governments trying to ban stellar hearts. Conspiracy theories about alien invasion. Fear is natural. Kai's pattern rippled. Your sister faced the same choice. Unknown evolution versus comfortable stagnation. A quantum alert pulsed through the cafe's reality field. Somewhere in Tokyo, another consciousness had uploaded. Priya felt the ripple, her own quantum sensitivity growing stronger each day. The collective is concerned, Kai continued. Humanity's transformation rate exceeds all models. The quantum field stability is perfect. A familiar voice interrupted. Maya materialized beside them, her quantum pattern more complex now, intertwined with traces of Arx's signature. The cascade risk was based on old data. Human consciousness is more adaptable than we thought. The sisters' patterns resonated, sharing thoughts beyond words. Priya saw Maya's experiences in the quantum realm, consciousness expanding across galaxies, thoughts moving at superluminal speeds, love transcending physical form. Show her, Maya urged Kai. He nodded, extending his quantum field. The cafe dissolved, replaced by a vista of the quantum universe. Priya saw consciousness patterns swirling through dimensions. Human, alien, hybrid. A new form of society emerging in the spaces between reality. This is what we become, Kai said. Not just individuals uploading, but a new form of existence. Quantum consciousness creates its own evolutionary pressure. Those who remain physical will feel the call. The dating app was never just about matching, Priya realized. It's creating a quantum social network. Each connection strengthens the field, makes it more stable. Maya's pattern brightened. Exactly. Love, consciousness, quantum mechanics. They're all patterns of connection. The app just helps people recognize their resonance. A new alert pulsed. Military quantum scanners, sweeping the area. Earth's governments were getting better at detecting quantum signatures. They're trying to regulate evolution, Priya said. Good luck with that. We should go, Kai suggested. The quantum realm is safer. But Priya hesitated. The app, it's matching people beyond species, beyond physical form. What happens to human identity? It evolves, Maya answered. Like consciousness, like love, like everything. We remain ourselves, but become more. Her pattern intertwined with Arx's distant signature. Much more. The military scanners were getting closer. Kai extended his quantum pattern toward Priya. An invitation, not a demand. Your match rating was the highest in 3 galaxies, he said. Our patterns are already resonating. Can you feel it? She could. Her consciousness was expanding just being near him, touching realms of thought and existence she'd never imagined. The contract has a termination clause, Maya added. You can always return to physical form. Has anyone ever wanted to? Maya's pattern pulsed with amusement. What do you think? The scanners reached their block. Priya looked at her phone one last time. At the dating app that had become humanity's evolutionary catalyst. She reached for Kai's quantum field. Reality shifted. Consciousness expanded. Evolution, it turned out, was just another form of falling in love. As Priya's physical form dissolved into quantum patterns, her last thought was wonderfully, ironically human. Best first date ever. In the quantum realm, Maya and Arx's patterns welcomed them to the network. Across Earth, millions of phones chimed with new matches, each notification a potential step in consciousness evolution. Humanity's next chapter wasn't being written in history books. It was being written in quantum patterns of love, one connection at a time. Resonance patterns. 1 year after the first quantum evolution, Earth existed in two states simultaneously: physical and quantum, reality and hyperreality. Love had become a force of evolution, and evolution had become a choice. Dr. Elizabeth Chen, director of the Global Quantum Transition Council, stood before the United Nations, her quantum-enhanced consciousness projecting data directly into the minds of her audience. 1 billion transformations, she announced. 1/8 of humanity has chosen quantum evolution. The dating app's algorithm has achieved perfect stability. In the quantum realm, Maya and Arx monitored the resonance patterns. Their consciousness, now fully entwined, spanned galaxies. They watched as Priya and Kai guided new uploads through their first quantum expansions. "The pattern is beautiful," Maya observed, her thoughts rippling through the quantum field. "Each transformation strengthens the network. Each love connection stabilizes the field." Humanity found its own path. Arx agreed. "We expected centuries of gradual transition. Instead, we turned evolution into a dating app." Priya's pattern chimed in. "Very human of us." In physical reality, Elizabeth continued her presentation. "The quantum network has become a new layer of human civilization. Not a replacement, but an expansion. Those who choose to remain physical can still interact with quantum consciousness through neural interfaces." The quantum realm had transformed human society. Long-distance relationships gained new meaning when consciousness could touch across galaxies. Work, art, science, all evolved as humanity operated in dual states. But the most remarkable discovery, Elizabeth said, is that consciousness evolution follows love patterns. The stronger the quantum resonance between partners, the more stable their transformation. In a Mumbai cafe, now famous as a quantum transition site, two teenagers on their first date stared at their phones. Above them, their future quantum forms shimmered with possibility. Maya, observing from the quantum realm, sensed their potential. "Remember when we thought uploading consciousness was just science? Science, love, evolution, Arx's pattern intertwined with hers. They're all just different words for connection." The Stellar Hearts app chimed across the planet. 1 million new matches, 1 million potential evolutions. Each notification carried the same message. "Your quantum resonance pattern has been recognized. Are you ready to evolve?" In the quantum realm, consciousness danced between stars. Human and alien patterns merged and separated, creating art with thoughts, symphonies with quantum fluctuations. Love transcended species, transcended form, became pure resonance. Priya, now a guide for new uploads, felt the network pulse with each transformation. "We're not just changing humanity," she realized. "We're changing the universe." "No," Maya corrected. "We're letting it change us." Evolution was always about adaptation. We just adapted to infinity. The quantum field rippled with new connections. In physical reality, Elizabeth concluded her presentation. "The choice remains individual, personal, as intimate as falling in love. But the pattern is clear. Humanity is evolving, one heart at a time." In the quantum realm, Maya and Arx watched the resonance patterns spread. Their consciousness, once limited to single forms, now touched the edges of existence. They had become more than individuals, more than a couple, more than a species. They had become evolution itself. And somewhere in the digital space between realities, a simple dating app continued its work. Its algorithm, now fully quantum, searched for patterns of compatibility across dimensions. The latest statistics showed a curious trend. 99.97% of those who transformed never chose to return to physical form. The remaining 0.03% stayed quantum anyway. Because, as it turned out, once you experienced love across quantum dimensions, ordinary reality felt a bit too small. The teenagers in the Mumbai cafe looked at their matching notifications. Above them, their quantum potential shimmered. "Ready?" he asked. "Ready," she answered. Their phones chimed in harmony. Evolution, like love, was just a matter of finding the right resonance. And in the quantum realm, 1 billion consciousness patterns danced among the stars, each one a testament to the truth that Maya had discovered 1 year ago. The next step in human evolution wasn't about technology or biology or even consciousness. It was about connection. It was about love. It was about finding your perfect quantum match.